How are you?
I'm good. Bill Bellamy in the Zoom room. He's coming to KC. Bill, it's been a while.
I know, COVID kind of set my whole 2020 back. I was literally supposed to come out there like right around summertime of 2020. And so it kept getting pushed back. It kept getting pushed back. And now I'm finally getting a chance to get out to Missouri. It should be a fun time. You know, three of the shows are sold out. It's like kind of dope, man. Y'all got love for me out there. I appreciate it. It feels great.
Well, we're excited to have you. You're going to be in town April 30th through May 1st or the 2nd, because on your Instagram, I saw the 2nd, but on the website, I saw the 1st.
Yeah, it's going to be the 2nd because we're adding a Sunday.
Okay, so that means that people are buying these tickets
Yeah.
at improvkc.com. So, Bill, I saw you on the Wendy Williams show when like the pandemic first happened, and you said that your family would your happy time was going through the drive-through during the pandemic. So out there now, are you guys going to the restaurants? What are you guys doing for fun now?
Well, you know what? Right now they're almost about to go back to school for real, which is crazy. So you got to figure, I have been a substitute teacher for a year. I have been an event planner for a year. I have been, on the Chick-fil-A runs. I've been on all the fast food runs. We did a couple, we started doing some walking, which was fun. So I became a camp counselor with my kids. So we started doing we started doing trails out here. So it was actually cool on a certain level because we bonded on different levels that we wouldn't have done I've been like super busy. So that part was cool, but I'm ready for them to go back to school. Let's stop playing.
How old are your kids? How old are they?
17 and 14.
Okay, so they're at that age where they don't really want to be around their parents, but they come around when they want some money.
Yeah, oh yeah, Cash App. They don't even want to come around, just Cash App me. Cash App me.
That's got that
now. Yeah.
So I know with this pandemic, it's had to make people reinvent themselves. And I saw that you were doing lots of interviews and you have the Bill Bellamy Network. So let's talk about that and your podcast. What's your podcast called and all of that?
Well, my podcast is, basically the Bill Bellamy Show, and I've had time to really cultivate this, sort of podcast thing. It's a big deal now. People love to listen. And so what I do on the network is I have my show, I have the Wealthy Investor, and then I have another show for the ladies that are single and trying to find guys. It's called Single and Searching. It's the trials and tribulations of being single in a pandemic and all this crazy stuff. It's multicultural. You got white girl, black girl, Spanish girl, and they're all going through their funny versions of dating. So I think that would be good, and then the guys will like them because they're cute, so that's all good. And then also about, investing your money. And then the other thing that I do is I try to get these groundbreaking interviews, where people can come sit down and give me a side of them that they can't necessarily do anywhere else. And the thing that I've known about me is that I've had so many good relationships during the course of my career that people just come and like, I'm damn near Dr. Bill. So they just start talking and, unloading certain things that they've been wanting to say for a long time. And I get these amazing, sometimes emotional, interviews that really have impact. And I'm proud to be the person that they feel comfortable sharing their stories with. And it is really good. So, if you're in the podcast game, you want to come check out the Bill Bellamy Network, you can subscribe. You go to BillBellamyNetwork.com. You'll see my big head like, hello. And we have everybody from Shamar Moore to we had Lorenz Tate, we had Tiffany Haddish, we had Steve Williams, we had most recently we had Ari Spears, which was a really good interview because he was talking about going through depression and what it does to you and how you fight through it. It was really good because, a lot of people went through a lot of stuff and it's not just entertainers, So I was very proud of him, and where he is now, you know, he's in a lighter place. He feels good about himself and his career. So I'm excited for Aries, and that's what I want to do. I want to provide a platform for us to share our stories with our fans, to be real for once, you know, to maybe help somebody else that might be going through something like you know.
So, Bill, you're a veteran in this whole media game, and for you,
Yes.
the podcast, that's different because you come from TV, and
Yeah.
I think you did radio. Did you? Am I correct?
Yeah, I did 1 year with Tom Joyner before he retired. And that was sort of like my I want to say like my sneak peek into radio and how people love a conversation. Because you know, I usually come on a TV show, do a movie, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
And if I come on a radio show, I do my interview and I'm gone. But I never thought about the people that listen every day. That's their entertainment, and that's their, like, you know, sort of release place.
Mhm. So, well, I want.
So
Do you like creating and you know, doing that side of it, or would you prefer going back to TV and doing that? Would you ever
well,
go?
I'm doing it simultaneously. It's not like one is better than the other. They're just different ways to hit your fan base. You know, like say for instance, if you're driving in your car and you're in traffic, you can listen to one of my interviews and you'll be like, oh my God, you'll laugh, you'll be like, oh, that's so dope. Like you're gonna be entertained no matter what, whether you might get tearful about a situation, you might bust out laughing, or you'll be like, I didn't even know. So I try to mix up the artists that I come in, you know, I'm male, female, Latino, white, black. I try to just mix it up so that you're getting different perspectives from different experiences from every angle.
Have you always been the person that people go to for advice?
Lately, no, what's going on?
No, it's a new thing.
Lately, I'm the go-to. Like lately, I'm the GOAT. I don't know what happened in the last, maybe it's that pandemic. That pandemic got people in their feelings.
Just the Dr. Bill, we just really need to tap into that.
Yeah, we tap in. If they tap in, I got your back. You know, it's not going to be salacious or nothing crazy. It's just always going to be somewhere where you can feel good about it. Like, you know, people came in, you know, I remember Faison came and sat down and, you know, then we ended up finding out that we're actually related. It was weird. This whole time, I didn't know I was related to Faison Love. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But you know,
Yeah, we found out. We found out because we have mutual family, and it was just the conversation that said, "Well, how do you know them?" And I was like, "Well, because that's my aunt." He was like, "Well, she married my cousin." I said, "What?"
I will say this though, one thing that is good about the pandemic is it got us to slow down. And you know, maybe if this pandemic never happened, you wouldn't have found out that about Faison, that you guys are family. It just really got us to slow down and to take a look at the surroundings and just take it all in. So I don't know. That's
Yeah, I agree with you, and it gave us, you know, it gave us some simplicity in a real way. That, you know, things that really matter are the simple things sometimes. You know, it's not always the money and the fame and the da 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 da. It's your health. It's who cares about you, who you care about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just like watching a TV show.
so,
You
Bill.
know?
You're an MTV vet with interviewing like all of the artists. How do you feel about, you know, all the recent deaths? And did you have any connection or any relationships with like DMX and Shock G and Black Rob?
Yo, man, let me tell you, it feels like, you know, it's kind of scary, you know, because it feels like we're losing pieces of hip hop that we can't replace right now. You know, you can't replace DMX, you can't replace Shock G, you can't replace Black Rob, you can't replace um Houdini. You know, these are like iconic fixtures in a museum, and you know, they have moved on to another place. And you know, I just hope that we've appreciated them and they felt appreciated by the fans. You know what I'm saying? I hope that their imprint will be rejuvenated. You know, like now when I listen to DMX, I'm even going harder. I always love X. You know what I'm saying? I always love Shock G. You know what I mean? The man that put the satin in your panties. You know, he was the first dude to make satin sound fly. I put the satin in your panties. You know, you're like, what is going on? where is, I didn't even know what satin was until Shock G said that. You know what I mean? So it is a little bit scary, but then it's also a wake up call to live right, to live to your fullest, to keep striving and leaving your imprint. So I'm grinding harder, like than before. I'm just going in. I'm doing things that I love to do. I love stand up. I got a new movie called A Rich Christmas coming out. I'm filming a new comedy special in June. So I'm like really grinding, like for real, just but in a fun way. Like, let's get it. What we waiting on? Let's get it.
Exactly. Well, everybody come see him this weekend at the Improv, April 30th through May the 2nd, because he's adding improvkc.com, and drop your social media so everybody can follow you.
Yeah. Follow me on IG at Bill Bellamy. On Facebook, I'm at Bill Bellamy VIP. Everything else is at Bill Bellamy. And then also too, make sure you check out my Instagram. I dropped a funny story about Magic Johnson on there today, and it's already tracking people going crazy because it's such a funny story. I've been dropping these Hollywood stories lately because I'm working on my book. And so when I'm sitting here with my writers and we're talking about moments in my life, all these memories come back. So some of them I'm just leaking on the internet so you guys could go crazy because they're so funny. So just hope you enjoy.
I was going to ask you if you had a book. Now, is this a biography or is it just like all of the work that you've done and the people that you've met?
It's kind of like a memoir in a way, because it's sort of like my walk through hip hop, my walk through the 90s, my contribution to hip hop culture, how many people I put on, how many people I'm a part of their success, from Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the Snoops, the Tupacs, the Shock G, the DMX's, all those guys came up with me. So, we're all in that class of groundbreaking hip hop. And guess who was the guy, like the Dick Clark of that moment? It was me. So I'm very proud to be that ambassador. And so when you read the book, it's going to be so nostalgic for people because they're going to be like, yo, I remember I lived in Cleveland. I was in 11th grade. I went to my first Digital Underground concert. Like you're just going to start reminiscing about your first Tribe Called Quest album, or, the first time you seen I Get Around. It's so dope because hip hop is so fly. Like, it's crazy.
Well, when do you think the book is going to be out? Are we talking maybe next year?
Yeah, it'll be out like first quarter 2021.
Okay, well, Bill, I can't wait. I bound down to you because, me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely been somebody that I've looked up to. So giving your flowers while you're here. We appreciate you and all your contributions to the culture. So, yes.
Thank you, T. And hopefully you can catch one of the shows. And I'm so proud of you. Still grinding, girl. I see you up there looking like my play cousin. I see you.
Thank you, Bill. Well, everybody go see him this weekend at the Improv, improvkc.com to get your tickets. Bill, I appreciate you, and it's always good to see you.
All right. I'll see you soon. Peace. Bye-bye.